Welcome to another episode of JavaScript tutorial series for beginners. We have already discussed about objects, but in this video we're going to revisit object, and mainly we're going to learn this keyword in JavaScript, also called context. So we know how to create one object, right? Just using this object literal we can create one object, or you can use new object to create one object. It doesn't matter how you create an object. I'm going to create one object and assign it to in constant name obj. Right, so this is one object. And also I've seen that we can add properties in this object, like name equals to some name, maybe Bob. So this name is a key and this Bob is a value. So this is a string property, name equals to Bob. Similar to this, we can also add one function, for example get name. So this get name is a key and the value will be one function. Now in this function we can return something. We can directly return the name is Bob, or as we already have this name property in this object, we can return this dot name. So what is this keyword? We're going to learn that today. So let's execute this and see what it returns. Console log obj dot get name. So this is the function obj.getName, and I'm going to call the function. If I execute this in Node.js, you can see it is returning Bob. So that means this keyword here is pointing to this object obj. But how is this working? I'm changing this example a little bit. Suppose I'm creating one reference to the function getName. So const fn, this is one variable, this is one constant name, equals to obj.getName. So this is the function getName. GetName is the function. I'm referring that getName function and assigning it to one constant, that is fn. Now if I call fn, what happens? Calling this fn, right? Now if I run this code again, you can see it is undefined. So first time it was returning Bob, now it is returning undefined. So that means if I call it in this way, then the value of this will be something else. It will not be object. So what is happening here? To understand this concept, you remember that there is something called context in JavaScript, and context is there for every function. Whenever you call a function, we are providing some context in it. I'll show you how it works. So the thing to remember here is called context, and you can access the context in any function with this keyword. So this context is nothing but this keyword, right? Now we need to understand what will be the value of this inside a function, what it will point to. Now till now we have seen that we can call a function in two different ways. One is only function name and then this bracket. This is one way of calling a function. Another way is object name dot function name, and we have already seen that in these two ways the context of this will be different. In the second case, object name dot function name, in this case the value of this will point to this object name. The value of this inside this function will be the object that we are referring here, and in the first case the value of this will point to something else. It will not be the object because we are not providing any object, right? So what will the value of this now? So this will be window object. If you are executing your code in a browser, then the value of this will be window in this case, and if you are executing in Node.js, it will be global object. So let's focus on this once again. When we call a function with just a function name and then the bracket, then the value of this will be window object. And if we call the function like this, then the value of this will be the object. You just have to understand this only. So the value of this will always depend on how you are calling the function, right? Now there is a third way to call the function, third or fourth way. All right, so this is first one, this is second type, and then thirdly you can call a function like this, function name dot call, then you call the function, or function name dot apply, and then you call the function. So if you use call and apply, then the first parameter you will be able to pass the context. So here we can pass one object here, object name. So if you use this call or apply to call a function, then you will be able to provide the context that you want. But in the first way or in the second way, you are not able to provide a context directly. But in the third and fourth way, you can provide the context that you want. So in third way also, this will point to object name. So this is the core concept of context or this keyword in JavaScript. If you want to learn JavaScript properly, then you should never ignore this keyword. You should properly learn it. I know you're having so many questions about this. Then why not you ask in the comment section? I'll try to answer them. And if you like the video, please hit like. If you're new to the channel, you can consider subscribing so that you can get notified to other videos. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.